Hello everyone, Justin Joseph back from Project COE.com, here today with our video review for Rock Band, a rhythm game from Harmonix and MTV Games. Okay, let's not beat around the bush here. Regardless of your feelings as a whole about the whole rhythm gaming genre, seriously, it's very tough to debate that Rock Band represents the absolute pinnacle of multiplayer gaming, at least for 2007, if not, to the present right now. Yes, the price of admission, which is about $169.99, can be a bit harsh, especially for, the casual market, but it is just plenty worth it if you can actually, enjoy that without burning a hole, or too big of a hole in your pocket. But that's obviously, that depends from, consumer to consumer. But in terms of specifics about Rock Band, it could really be considered a sort of hybrid of Karaoke Revolution, Guitar Hero, and Beat Mania. Now, in terms of the actual song list, which is always the most important thing in these types of games, it's not nearly as extensive as you might find in, like its competitor Guitar Hero, but the variety is there, and the selection that you can actually find is pretty awesome. I mean, there's a mix of rock, metal, new metal, emo. There's a lot of different things that can appeal to pretty much anyone that has an affinity for music. And on the plus side as well, there's actually downloadable packages that you can pay for to further expand your track list, so that's always an option to, give the game even more value for your buck, even though, that makes the game even more expensive than it already is, but, that's just something that you have to take into account. On the technical side of that, the audio is actually fine. Most of the tracks are actually master recordings, and they all sound fine, just as they would be if you listen to them on their actual records or CDs and what have you. So that's always good. But when it comes to the actual fun, the actual entertainment of the game, playing by yourself is pretty cool. But the actual 2 to 4 band member that you can have at any given time for the quick play mode or the actual band world tour, which is what the game actually promotes the most, is really where all the fun is at. On the flip side, each instrument can actually be played alone through an actual career by itself, so it's, like I said, your Guitar Hero, Beat Mania, or Karaoke Revolution, or you can actually form a group together of your friends or family, whatever, or what have you, with the Band World Tour mode. It's just unfortunate that the actual online play is only catered for one-on-one matches. You can't actually take a group onto that system, but perhaps we can look forward to that the next time around. But even then, it doesn't lag, and the communication is there, and you can have fun competing against someone in a song on one of the instruments. But in terms of the actual instruments themselves, the guitar design is actually pretty awesome. It looks just like the real thing, although the strummer is actually a little bit flimsy and is actually known to break, and I've actually personally had to replace ours once thus far, so hopefully that doesn't actually happen again, and if anyone's had that same experience, then it can be really annoying. The drums, they work very well and are fun as heck to beat to death. And it can actually teach you to play the real thing if you actually master it on the hardest difficulty. Although I have heard that the foot pedal, which is kind of loaded with a spring, can actually be pretty easily snapped, so you have to always look out for that too. And your microphone is your standard singing peripheral, although we all know by now that most people are just going to be too afraid to bust out vocals, so you're going to be hard pressed to find someone that's willing to actually go on there without looking like an idiot, but that's just part of the fun. In terms of the visuals, they're actually pretty impressive for this being a rhythm game. Your band members, the lively crowd, they all look and animate very well. It's kind of a cartoony style, but it's impressive for what Harmonix was actually able to pull off. Although there is a sort of strange filtering effect at certain points of some songs, sort of akin to the sort of multicolored filters you might see in Manhunt 2. Now that's kind of a weird comparison, but that's the best that I've actually been able to come up with, at least for that. And it actually serves to be sort of distracting, but that's really nothing to complain about, given that the game as a whole is just insanely fun to play. So with that in mind, I'm pretty much done with everything that I wanted to say. Project COE actually gave this game a 9.5 out of 10, which is actually very good. It actually has the game earn one of our elite medals, which doesn't happen very often. So on the pros and cons side, the pros would result in the game having the absolute best of 2007's multiplayer gaming, and I mean even until now it's just absolutely awesome, along with the great track list, along with the downloadable content, and just the fact that it's just a plain fun game. And on the negatives, again, there's no online Band World Tour, which is unfortunate, but hopefully if we see a Rock Band 2, we can get that. And the price, $169.99, is not casual friendly whatsoever. Not a lot of people are going to be willing to put down the cash for that kind of game, even though there's a lot to offer with this package. And as I said with each instrument, there's a chance that you'll have faulty hardware whenever you actually pick up this package. That's just something that you have to be aware of, and it's forgivable in some sense, but it's also annoying if you actually do have to replace one of your instruments. So hopefully you found this review informative, and as always, please do check out the text review on our website for further information. And if you have yet to experience this awesome multiplayer rhythm gaming, then by all means please do so. You will not be disappointed.